Vectors and scalars. Multiplication of vectors, the third lesson. And you remember, we were doing dot product. We almost finished it. Okay. A few things like, okay, we can also do a little more of that. Dot product follows. That can be done even later, but let me just show it. Dot product follows distributive law also. Hello, children. Can you tell me what is this distributive law? Hello?
Yes, sir. In this case, distributive law, I think means. Oh, I don't know.
Try. Come on. What is there?
Sir, so it's like multiplication. For example, multiplication of A into B plus C.
Yeah, that's right.
Plus AC.
It's not a bad thing, but here it is like this. A dot B plus C is equal to, tell me. Come on, assist. Try.
A dot B plus A dot C, sir?
B plus A dot C. We'll be using them in various numericals. Even if you did not know, still you can apply, because we don't get serious problems based on this. Mathematics, you'll take care. In mathematics, you'll do those things later in vectors, especially. But as I told you, we always prefer a geometrical approach to things. It looks as if A dot B plus A dot C, all that you did, but it's not the regular algebra, right, with scalars. So we should be in a position to prove it if we want to accept it. Geometrical proof is the easier one. Children, can we try it?
Yes, sir.
Right, let me see. But you always should remember that when I have vector A like this and vector B like this, if I am taking vector A dot vector B, we are writing it as what? We are writing it as mod A into projection of B on A, right? Projection on A, that is, which is B cos theta, isn't it so? So
yes,
that you remember, from where we can actually draw proper lines and check it. Okay, let me say this is my A. I'm putting it in solid line and a solid arrow, solid arrowhead. Now let me take, this is my A. Let me take B and C. I would choose different colors. This is, say, our B. And let me use another color, for example. Which one will be okay here? I'm not very sure. This is black. I will take, say, vector B. I'll take here. Now vector B and C, right? We already have A here, so let me take this as vector B. This is vector C. So we need to calculate A bar dot B plus C. So should I not get my B plus C first? Hello? Huh?
yes.
So how do I do that? Let me complete the parallelogram with this pen slips actually, but hope you'll understand it. If not, if it's not coming to scale. Is it okay? So where is my B plus C? Is this my B plus C?
Yes.
Hello? Huh? Children, tell me. This is my B, this is my C. This is also C, this is also B. Now what do we want? This is, let me say, this is my B plus C. The diagonal. So if I go for a geometrical proof of this, what can I do? I want the dot product of A with B plus C. So shall I draw one projection here onto A? So is this the projection of B, projection of not B, projection of B plus C on A?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now, is this the projection of B on A? This is projection of B on A. Now, is this the projection of C on B? C, if I throw light from there, C shadow will fall here, isn't it? Huh?
Yes, sir.
This is projection of, tell me, C on A. You all follow the picture? Hello,
Yes.
children.
Yes, sir.
So from the diagram, can you not say that projection of B plus C on A is equal to this plus this? I'll write, instead of writing all, I'll say this is 1, this is, let me say 2, this is 3, so that I can avoid writing later. So is 1 is equal to 2 plus 3. Hello. All this in the place of 1. Is that equal to this plus this is equal to this? You can see with your eyes. Persist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what is 1? This is A bar. This only, right?
Yes.
And what is 2? And what is 3? That's it. Hope people followed it. If you haven't, tell me. Or you would like to take only here, this one, this, and then you take this. Do you understand my point? If I took this and this, you take this and this also, same thing. This is projection of C, this is projection of B. So projection of B plus projection of C is that. Have you understood, or just, if everybody is silent, there's a danger.
Yes, sir.
Understood, sir.
You may have followed it, you may not have followed it, we don't know. But somewhere in the problems we'll keep using these things, okay? But it's worth doing the geometrical approach, I told you many times. So can I continue, children?
Sir, 1 minute.
You ask me now itself if I haven't followed something. Different colors are shown. So the vectors are very clear. The last one we need to do today.
Yeah, done.
Now I'll go for the vector product or the cross product. When the multiplication of two vectors of two vectors gives what? A vector quantity the product is said to be named as what? Vector product or cross product. Okay. Now the vector product of vector A and vector B is defined as, look, A cross B is mod A mod B sine theta. Look, previously we wrote A bar dot B equals A bar dot B bar equals mod A mod B cos theta and left it there. Very reasonably so, because mod A is a number, mod B is a number, cos theta is a number, and this being a scalar, writing on the right hand side a number is meaningful. And we told this is A, this is B. So component of B along A we took and multiply it with mod A, and we said that's a scalar quantity. But that time you asked, what about the other component? Component of B perpendicular to A is mod B sine theta. So it appears mod B sine theta into mod A is a vector quantity. Okay, children. So this product mod B sine theta into mod A is called the vector product. But remember, the thing is a vector quantity. So just writing like this and leaving it is not correct, because this is a vector, this is a scalar. We would multiply this with a unit vector, so that the right hand side is a vector, left hand side is a vector. This being only the magnitude of such vector product. So by multiplying with a unit vector n cap, whose direction I'll be telling you immediately, this writing like this will be meaningful. So nobody could have written A cross B equals mod A mod B sine theta. That would be wrong, because left hand side you are saying a vector, and the right hand side you are just dropping one number. Vector equals number is not a good idea. So, but this number you multiply with n cap, a unit vector, this whole thing becomes once again a vector. All right. So the difference between notation of a dot product and cross product is basically that. Here we just leave it like this, mod A mod B cos theta, but here mod A mod B sine theta into n cap we write. Do you follow?
Yeah.
It's not over it. I'll go further, but just the notation itself, the way you write it, the way you represent it, the way we need to understand it, you should be very clear with from the very beginning. Okay. So what is this n cap and where is it? All that we'll see. Shall I go to the next page?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, look, this is my A. Vector A. This is my vector B. Now construct a plane containing A and B. Do you follow? Just you can parallel shift B here, parallel shift A there. So there's a plane forming with A and B. I'll say this is plane of now. When you are finding out the cross product of A and B, or A to B, in a way, this angle, let it be theta. You'll find that the A cross B will be perpendicular to the plane like this. A new vector you'll get here. So you can call it C if you want. A new vector you'll get, which is perpendicular to the plane of both, plane containing A and B. But the moment you said perpendicular to the plane of A and B, you might also say even this downwards will be perpendicular. The vector C could have been even down, you might argue. But for that, let us follow a rule. Right hand thumb rule. So you think of what you call, put your right hand in such a way that the four fingers you stretch first in the direction of A, one, two, three, four, yeah. Stretch like this and think of turning the four fingers from A to B. That hand was not good, but I hope you understand it. Now think of turning the four fingers like this. You put. I'll just draw that. I'll rub it off. That might give a wrong. This thing. I'll turn the things first. The fingers were stretched along A, and then we turned it from A to B, for which the thumb has to be pointing up. So the thumb direction is the direction of A cross B.
Sir, I didn't get it. Can you explain it?
Wait, why are you jumping like that? Why are you jumping like that? I did not finish my words. If B cross A had been there, you will stretch the four fingers along B and turn it towards A, for which the thumb will be in the downward direction. We'll say A direction of A cross B. I'm going to write things here. Direction of A cross B is perpendicular to the plane of A and B, or but a plane containing A and B more properly, perpendicular to the plane containing vector A and B in the direction of right hand thumb when the four fingers of the right hand are stretched along A and then turned towards B. and then turn towards B. So much elaborate sentence is written. Direction of A cross B will be perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Put a semicolon. In the direction of the right hand thumb, put a comma. Okay. Here semicolon. Give a little extra gap. In the direction of right hand thumb, when the four fingers of right hand are stretched along A and turned towards B. So look at this whole thing, Mochagnya, and tell me.
Okay.
And now you can see why that n cap. N cap is a vector like this now. Is a vector perpendicular to the plane of A and B in the right hand thumb direction. I tried my best to give a 3D picture there. I don't know whether you understood. If I have this phone, here of course I did not give it as a rectangle, it's a parallelogram we formed there. But remember that B is into the plane. If I take this phone, this may be my vector A. Are you looking at it? Can you see that? This side, my side. Hello, I think you can zoom the video, right?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
If you're not able to see me only in that window, you can just zoom it and see. Phone, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is A, this side, my side, and this is B. So you know the phone top is the plane of A and B, right?
Yes, sir.
So put your four fingers like this, stretching along A. Can you see this, children?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
Now turn towards B. Where is the thumb pointing?
Top.
Up. B cross A, if I want, stretch it along B. For stretch, when you stretch along B, this will go down, right?
Yes, sir.
Like this. Turning is stretching and turning, I'm telling. You need to turn like this towards A. So B cross A will be down like this. Like this. Do you follow? A to B. It says I'm finding out the cross product from A to B. A to B when I do, thumb goes up. B to A when I do, thumb goes down. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
So more Shagnya, tell me now.
Yes, sir.
So what is that you understood? Tell me now. First of all, we need to decide. Previously, it was a scalar quantity, so there was no need to show a vector because it's not a vector. But this product is a vector. So there are three vectors now. There are three vectors. What are the three vectors? A is one, B is one, which is given to us. But by multiplying A and B in a particular way, we got one more vector. Third vector. Do you follow? I'll give you many physics examples for this. But the logical part of it, you tell me. So where is n cap now? In the direction of the right hand thumb.
Yes, sir.
If I wanted B cross A, what will I do?
Top.
Hello,
Towards bottom.
this is B. This is my A. So the plane of A and B will be like this. Now B cross A. Thumb is down, right?
Yes, sir.
This is my B cross A. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, then n cap will be downwards. Sir.
No, you can still say n cap is up, but you should put a minus sign. Like if you give a positive sign plus n that way, you can say minus n is this way. Huh?
Yes, sir.
This is my B cross A. In other words, we can write here itself A cross B is not equal to B cross A, though mod of A cross B is same as mod of B cross A, because even this is AB sine theta, even that is BA sine theta, both are same. But the magnitude, one is up, the other is down. In fact, I can say that A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A. Tell me. Like from the previous one, see, we wrote like this. A cross B equals mod A mod B sine theta n cap we wrote. So B cross A for the same vectors, when you write, you'll write minus mod A mod B sine theta n cap. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You can say it is opposite to n cap, or you can say it is in the direction of minus n cap. Once you, that is positive, this is a negative. Okay.
Yes.
So remember, your right hand is going to be very, very important for you. If you are a lefty, be careful. Without your knowledge, you'll put left hand and go exactly opposite way. This right hand keeps, it will come to your help, rescue many times, not once, because there are so many physical quantities in physics which are represented by cross product. So many. Within our intermediate syllabus, 11th and 12th, you got around 10 quantities like that. Okay. So you need to put mentally this right hand in your, when what you call, memory. Every time you need to think that, okay, I should move the right hand to get my direction of A cross B. So tell me, children. Mokshagnya. This is slightly what you call, it demands your better attention as compared to A bar dot B bar. Why? A bar dot B bar is mod A mod B cos theta, a number. No, it's not a vector. But this is a vector. So which direction? How much magnitude? The direction is basically perpendicular to the plane of A and B, but perpendicularly up or down will be decided by whether you would like to calculate the product from A to B or from B to A. That was not problem in that was not a problem in dot product, whether you do it from A to B or B to A. It was one and same, and we said dot product follows commutative law. But here the cross product is not going to follow commutative law. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, once can you explain the
So any questions, children?
sir, once can you explain that the bottom also A B sine theta and that one?
Tell me.
Sir, last you wrote one equal to with the formula, no, sir.
Your voice is not audible. Your voice is not audible. Speak into the mic.
Now can you hear me, sir?
Uh,
Sir, once can you explain the last this formula, sir? A mod A into B is equal to B mod B into mod A. A B sine theta, B A sine theta, that one, sir.
not clear. What is that you're saying? You want me to explain these two strings of formulas?
No, sir, the fourth one, sir. Last.
This one?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Array, come on. Whether it is A cross B mod of it or B cross A mod of it, both are AB sine theta only.
Yes, sir. That is for scalar.
This is a vector, children. The vector's magnitude, whether it is down or up, is same.
Yes, sir. Magnitude is same. Okay.
Magnitude is same. That's what I mean by mod of A cross B
Okay,
is mod
okay.
of B cross A.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Right?
Okay, yes.
But if you finish it, I'll go to the next screen. The moment you saw this as AB sine theta, something should come to your mind. Have you written down, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll continue. Look, this is our A, and this is our B. This is the we completed the parallelogram. This angle is theta. Let me see this area of this parallelogram. I would like to find out. For example, is equal to, is it base into height or 2 times half into base into height? Because this can be always taken as 2 triangles, right? 2 identical triangles. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is once again A. This is also B. So one triangle's area will be what? This base into this height, right?
Yes.
Similarly, this one is same thing. So 2 times area of a triangle, which is half into base into height, right? So base into height finally. Is it okay?
Yes.
Right. Now, let me calculate the height here. Sine theta equals height by vector B or mod B? Mod B. Sine theta, the ratio of length to length. So don't write a h by vector B. Huh? Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Right. So it implies h equals mod B sine theta, which means area of the parallelogram is base is, for example, here mod A, the height is mod B sine theta. And you know, this is the magnitude of the cross product, isn't it? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now you need to know, when I have 2 vectors like this, or I'll now, okay, just same thing I'll put like this. This area will be represented as a vector in this direction. Do you follow my point? That mod A mod B sine theta will be nothing but area of this parallelogram. This area is represented by, if this is A, this is B, then this vector C, mod C of that is equal to area of the parallelogram formed by N. So that's one point where you need to think area can be a vector. Area, actual area for our all practical reasons is that in the plane only. But that area will be represented as a vector like this upwards. And this will keep using many times later. If this box, if I have taken, this may be vector A, this may be vector B. This is a rectangle. Okay. This is my vector A, this is my vector B. So A cross B will be like this. But this vector's magnitude is simply this area of this rectangle. In other words, the area here is made into a vector like this. Or this vector has a magnitude which is equal to the area, or the area can be taken as a vector like this, whichever way you say. Tell me, children. So this is the geometrical meaning of mod of A cross B. So you are given freedom to say something or the other. So questions, please. Questions, please. Write it, all right. But at the same time, once for all, this should be understood. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
And so the definition of itself took some time because this is a vector. So when you close your eyes and think about cross product, you should think that way. There are two vectors making an angle theta that can be 0 to 180, of course. If you want to really see the angle there and form a parallelogram, it should be greater than 0 and less than 180, right? 0 is 0, you doesn't form a parallelogram, so the area will be 0, which means the dot product, the cross product is 0 vector. And if the angle is 180 also, it doesn't form a parallelogram, right? Even there, it is 0. All right. So we can check for the properties or the cases of that. If theta equals 0, tell me, A cross B equals mod A mod B sine 0 into n cap, which is 0 cap, or mod of A cross B equals 0. So to be correct in terms of the notation, if you write A cross B here, which is a vector, you can't write it 0. It's making vector equal 0. It's a null vector. Okay. But if you want to write only 0, put a mod symbol like that. That means it means magnitude of the cross product is 0. 0 or even theta equals 180. And the second case, if you take, if theta equals 90, what do you mean by that? This is my A, this is my B. In the plane I am showing, A cross B will be out of the plane like this. Remember, from in future, if I put a circle and put a dot there, it is the tip of an arrow. So arrow is coming from inside to you in the 3D. If I put a circle and put a plus sign, this is tail of an arrow. Arrow is going into here, arrow is coming out like this from the page. So when I put it like this, you understand A cross B is, see, previously I just tried the 3D approach here, right? Because I wanted to show the vector here in the plane of the drawing. I said this is into the plane, this whole plane. But now if I'm showing A and B in the plane of my drawing, A cross B will be towards me like this. Do you follow? Think of turning A to B like this, the thumb will come towards you. Hope you followed. Huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So mod of A cross B will be mod A mod B sine 90, which is this. If you want, you can as well show the vector here, but be careful. This is out of the plane, like this. All right. This is a vector A cross B. You may give it a name C if you want. A new vector. All right. And the third, A bar cross A bar, if you want to say, which will be once again a null vector, isn't it? Because the angle between A and itself is 0. Or simply you can say mod of A cross A equals 0. And the fourth one property, if you want, cross product does not follow commutative law. You have already seen it. That is A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Here the order of multiplication matters. There, multiplying A with B, multiplying B with A doesn't matter in the case of a dot product, but here it matters, and they are exactly in opposite directions. Okay, children, are you listening and writing?
Yes, sir.
And of course, since already I've shown, just for listing case, you can write mod of A cross B will be geometrically area of what? Parallelogram with A and B as its adjacent sides. And one advantage with cross product is, since you know mod of A cross B equals mod A mod B sine theta, I can calculate mod B sine theta, the perpendicular component to A, from mod of A cross B by mod A. Do you understand this one? Compare it with the dot product. There we could find the component of one vector along the other vector. Now here I can find out the perpendicular component using the cross product. So just put them side by side, you will know. One way to understand is all the time to compare and contrast. We finish it, I'll continue. Because tomorrow we can just give problems and then go for the assignments. But let me see today if I can send the assignment in advance. It is called vector assignment with many problems. Let me see. Hope people are writing after. This. Two. Yeah, I'll send another one, mostly based on, because only 10 questions are there. Yeah, 10 may be interesting to you. I'll put it now itself. So any questions? I'm waiting for you to say something. Otherwise, I'll continue.
No questions.
Right. Now I'll go there. Then the cross product of I, J, and K among themselves, of course. Once again, put your coordinate axis x, y, z, then I cap, j cap, k cap. I cross j will be mod I mod j sin 90 n cap. N cap is perpendicular to I and j in the right hand thumb direction. So what is that? J, k cap, isn't it? Like this. Z is towards you. Do you follow? If I turn like this, thumb comes towards me. So that n cap is nothing but k cap. So I is k. Similarly, if you can remember like this, if I go from I to j, I'll get the third one. J to k, if I go, I'll get I. Hope you followed. K to I, if I go, what do I get? J. But reverse the order, you get a minus sign because it's not commutative. Do you follow? J cross I will be minus k. K cross j will be, tell me, minus I. I cross k will be minus j. I cross k. You'll get the third one, but with a minus sign if I go in this direction. If I go this way, I to j will give you k, j to k will give you I, k to I will give you j. If I come in the clockwise sense, j to I will give you minus k, I to k will give you minus j, k to j will give you minus I. That's what you need to remember. But luckily, I cross I is equal to j cross j is equal to k cross k is equal to 0. Because angle between I and itself is 0. Hello, children.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, I can calculate the cross product of two vectors in IJK form. Hope people are writing. Your name is Sai Vasist, isn't it? Vasist.
Yes, sir.
Now, given given A equals AX I cap plus AY J cap plus AZ K cap and B equals BX I plus BYJ plus BZK, find A cross B. So just follow this rule and write. Tell me. Later I'll make it simple by showing it in the form of a determinant. But right now let us do the regular way. Just keep talking to me. AX BX I cross I will be how much? AX BX I cross I. We'll take 1 and multiply this, this and that. Similarly, take this and multiply this, this and this. Okay? AX BX I cross I is 0.
Yep.
Yeah, 0 bar doesn't matter. AX BY I cross J.
Yes, sir.
AX BY I cross j will be what?
K cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ax bz I cross k. I cross k. We're going in the opposite way. Ax bz I cross k.
So minus j cap.
Right. Ax bz j cap. Right. Ax bz I cross k. Now take this one and multiply with this. Ay bx j cross I
Minus K cap.
minus k. Is it okay? Hello, j cross I.
Yes, sir.
Now ay by j cross a 0.
0, yes.
Ay bz j cross k I. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now with this az bx k cross I.
J cap.
Right? Az by k cross j. Az bx k cross I. J. That's
Minus
what I wrote. Az by k cross j. K cross j minus I. Right? Hello.
Yes.
Look, Az by k cross j. K cross j will be minus I. So minus I am putting here. Right? Then Az bz k cross 0. Do you follow this?
Yes, sir.
Now take I is common, j common like that. How many i's are there? This is one I, this is another I. Okay. So ay bz minus az by I. I'll put a minus sign here. J into, put a minus, plus also you can put, but deliberately I'm putting a minus sign because this will agree with our expansion of a determinant. So where is j here? This one, right? Huh? Hello. Ax bz plus this one, right? So minus plus az bx plus k into, tell me, ax by, where is it? Huh? Minus bx ay. So ij case will remain there. All right, but it looked a little tedious to do the thing, isn't it? In the beginning, I do like that because you need to know where did it come from. But in mathematics, there's a simple way to write it. A cross B equals I, J, K. Even this you need not write once you're comfortable, but when you want A cross B, write A components first. And then write B components next. If a B cross A, B components first, A components next. And this is called a determinant. So this expansion of this will give you this. And as I told you, when you got used to it, just you can ignore that ijk also. But remember, how do you expand it? I'll show you. Listen to me. This expansion is like this. Equals A cross B equals, start with I cap. Ignore this and this. Multiply like this. Ay bz minus by az. Do you follow? For the first term, take a plus sign. There are rules, cofactor, minor, all that you'll talk later. Or if you did matrices, you must be knowing already. Now, then take j, minus j you take, just to follow this cross rule. Ignore this one and this one. You're left with this one, right? So go for all the time like this and go like that. So what will I get? Ax bz minus bx az. All right. Hello. Now plus k
Yes,
you
sir.
take. ignore this and this, you are left with this one. Ax by minus bx ay. So every time you can write only these three and write it. You need not write even ijk. When you want A cross B, write A components first, B components next. Just do this kind of I into first one. This will go. This will remain. Second one, these two will remain. Third one, this will remain. Okay. So check this and this are going to be same. Okay. Hello, children.
Yes.
And I've sent you a simple assignment of only 10 questions. Luckily, that was there. So I want you to finish it by tomorrow itself.
Yes, sir.
But once this lesson is done, more and more assignment will follow, and you need to keep doing. Your job is only that now. So the lesson is almost over. Almost, I'm saying, because I keep adding few things here and there, but the main core of the lesson is over. Oh, not it. I have to discuss the examples of physics in cross product, which we did not. At least
Yes, sir.
those 4 or 5 examples I'll discuss tomorrow, like we discussed power and power. Sorry, yeah, what is that? Work, instantaneous power, electric flux, things like that we give from physics. In a similar way, we'll give you 4 or 5 examples based on cross product tomorrow, and also become prepared, we'll work out that assignment as well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if somebody has an issue with this, please ask me. This is a simple mathematical rules procedure. That's nothing else. This plus minus minus y, you may know in matrices if you do it. I know it, but I don't want to elaborate it for the present, because I want you to stick to that rule only, because there's no physics in it. We require that to do physics problems. That's all. Have you all written down? But as I told you, compare with the dot product here. There I dot j is 0. J dot k is 0. K dot I is 0. But here I cross j is k. J cross k is I. There I dot I is 1. Here I dot I is 0. Sorry, I cross I is 0. So one is based on sine, the other is based on cos. So shall I close it, children? Jawahar, have you written down?
Yes, sir.
Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So other children, tell me, shall I close it for today?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you, children.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.